Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Buonasera and hello. Mi chiamo Olivia Loudon, una studentessa americana e lavora alla Fondazione Corrente. My name is Olivia Loudon, and I'm an American student working at the Fondazione Corrente. Questa sera parlerò inglese e italiano, perché il mio progetto include traduzione. I'll be speaking both English and Italian because my role at the foundation includes translation. Stasera siamo qui per la lettura di Poesie di Ernesto Trocani. Sono poesti inedite che condividiamo con voi per la prima volta. Tonight we're here for a publication of poetry by Ernesto Trocani. Before now, this poetry has never been seen, but tonight we're able to share it with you. Ma abbiamo tempo anche per poesie personali che avete scritto di tutti voi. But we also have time by personal poems written by the attendants. Sta ancora imparando italiano, quindi mi scuso per eventuali errori. I'm still learning Italian, so I apologize for any mistakes I make. Io voglio ringraziare Pianira per il sostegno del progetto, la mia collega Elora per l'aiuto con mio italiano, signora Onorina per il suo lavoro continuo per la Fondazione e naturalmente lavoro di Ernesto Trocani per avermi ispirato. E ora una lettura di poesie di Ernesto Trocani. Io spero ci vi piaceranno. I'd like to thank Dainera for supporting my project, my coworker Alora for helping me with my Italian, and Miss Honorina for continuing her work with the foundation, and of course, the works of Ernesto Trocani for inspiring me. I hope that he and you all enjoy a reading of poems. All right. So, this first poem here, My Robin Friend, was one of the only poems I found that had an official title, but it's one of my favorites. Il mio amico petiroso, tra un sitello e l'altro, si è guardato in giro, ha preso le distanze, e volato via tornerà, troppe briciole che intorno, troppo desiderio. Da parte mia ci ritorni, e lui lo sa. Lo sa come lo so io, senza ricorrere al cervello, per quel fondo del cuore, che parla agli uomini come agli uccelli. And then the English translation. My Robin friend. Between me, a jump, and the other. He looked around, distanced himself, flew away. He will return. Too many crumbs inlaid here, too much desire on my part that returns. And he knows it. He knows it as well as I know, without resorting to the brain, from the bottom of the heart, who speaks to men as to birds. Poem number 2. Mi sembra strano, in un mondo così cambiato, ritrovare il Monte Rosa, chiaro, il cielo azzurro sopra la vette. Mi sembra strano ritrovare il canto degli uccelli, il suono lontano dell'acqua tra erbe e fiori. Sono felice. It seems strange to me in a world so changed to find Monte Rosa, light, the blue sky, above the belt. It seems strange to me to find the song of the birds, the distant sound of water between herbs and flowers. I am happy. Città, non credo al tuo silenzio, non credo alla tua pace. Al tuo splendore nero, forse è un taxi che viene. Uomo della mia città, ti prego portami lontano da qui. Che domani non veda il tristi risveglio. City, I do not believe your silence. I do not believe your peace, to your black splendor. Maybe it's a taxi that's coming. Man of my city, please, take me far from here, that tomorrow I won't see the sad awakening. Unexpected food makes them happy. Chirping sparrows in the first aviary. Not prison, protection. Towards the sky, freedom from fear. Inspirato cibo, li fa felici. Passeri inquietanti, nella mia voliera, non prigione, protezione. Verso il cielo aperto, libertà ce non ne parla. Io non sono il giardiniere, sono il giardino. Avete mai visto un passero con gli artigli? Un agnello con la grinta del lupo, vedremo il mondo con occhi diversi, senza rancore, con gioia profonda. L'ombra ci divide, spento raggio di sole un momento. I'm not the gardener, I'm the garden. You never see a sparrow with claws, a lamb with the grit of a wolf. We see the world with different eyes, without grudges, with deep joy, the shadow that divides off a ray of sunshine and a moment. This is the final poem, and fun fact, this illustration is actually my favorite. All of these illustrations, by the way, are done by Ernesto Treccani. Vivere poeticamente, il mio piccolo gioco che non serve a nessuno. In questi tempi, di dare e avere subito contanti e imbroglio a testa di un signo, c'è bruca dei fiori, neri verdi, azzurri. Living poetically, my little game that does not help anyone. In these times of give and take, right away, cash and cheating, a swan's head that grazes on flowers, tender greens, blue. So you're more than welcome to keep the publication. I would also invite you to take a look at some of the raw materials that I used in my work, including the illustrations that I pulled. Thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate it.
Bravo, Lidia. Mi permetti di dire due parole sul tuo lavoro? I will say a few words about your work.
Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Here, okay? Could I speak in Italian because you know Italian,
Yeah.
of course?
Yes.
Perché Olivia ha incontrato tutti questi materiali inediti, poesie di Ernesto Treccani, ha avuto la pazienza di ordinarli, di cercare di entrare nel lavoro dell'artista, quindi hai fatto un lavoro molto importante, hai messo la tua sensibilità all'interno del progetto e questa cosa piccola è comunque il frutto di un lavoro lungo e complesso, quindi sono contenta del risultato.
Grazie. All right. Well, yeah, you can
I'll take a look at those.
Yeah.
How long did it take, Olivia, for you to, like collect all the material?
The translation part was the
Translation.
longest part, because I was working in a language that I'm still very much learning. And the handwriting, as you can see here, is not the easiest thing in the world to read.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah. He wrote a lot of really, he wrote dozens of notebooks. And it was so interesting to go through them and, well, basically I just picked the poems that I liked the most and that were easiest to understand all of it. Because some of them were, I wasn't sure where they stopped or where they started because they were on multiple pages and there were like gaps in between. So I tried to find poems that referred specifically to, referred specifically, like had a very definite beginning and end. Because I felt like it would be like not just a mistake, but also like kind of twisting Ernesto's words if I accidentally cut off part of the poem or attributed more to it than I should have. It's also why I didn't put my name on the publication itself, because it's really his work. I just kind of arranged it to look nice.
Well, it's curated, like.
Yeah, curated.
You are a curator. That was very interesting.
Also, the translations are very nice.
Thank
you. They sound good in English, and I think also your reading really gave that extra layer of meaning to the words.
Thank you so much.
An emotion.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I had help from Dianira and Alora on the translation, so I definitely couldn't have done it without them. And I really appreciate Dianira being willing to give me the chance to do something like this. Because, I know my Italian isn't great, and, I'm still very new at all this stuff, but I really do appreciate you giving me the chance for this.
You should be kind to yourself, though. I mean, you've been learning Italian for, 3 months now? It's not a long time. I mean, I think you are pretty great at it.
And you are approaching poetry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the language of ambiguity,
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, sometimes also for Italians it's hard to understand Italian poetry, just like, in English, right?
Yeah.
So not all English writers write in a very, common way.
It's not Hemingway,
Exactly. So no, I'm very impressed. Bellissimo. And you're gonna show your Italian teacher?
Yes, I am.
Who is your Italian teacher?
Professora Franca Lassa.
Franca Lanza. Okay.
Oh, she's gonna be so proud.
Yeah, I think so.
Chat with the other teachers, Olivia.
Nice.
Very
Oh, yes.
Well, not class, but from
Friend of mine, yeah.
But are you from Yes, sorry?
Sí.
Sí, sorry.
No,
I haven't
no,
seen you because
that's
you're not an
okay.
intern, so you guys are too
No,
many.
yeah.
Okay. Which program are you?
The fashion design.
Fashion design
Yes,
program.
we just stay in the same
Yeah.
residence.
Good later. Nice.
Yes.
I've never been to a poetry reading, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, me neither. To be honest, me neither.
It was hard to find like another open mic night or poetry reading to go to in Milan. Like they're just not as common here, I don't think.
No, it's not.
It's very common.
It's common, yes.
I mean, maybe it's more common to find like, I don't know,
lectures or
See,
presentations,
yeah,
exhibitions.
comedians
Yeah.
or books presentation. Poetry reading.
I'm just ahead of the curve then.
You should introduce that.
Yeah.
New projects, Olivia.
Yeah, it's something I went to all the time back when I was a student in high school. I worked with a writing group called Lettura, and one of my friends pitched the idea of a teen open mic night, and that was like the really first open mics and poetry readings I ever went to. And I go to a college where we have a literary magazine called Nimbus, and so I've been to a couple of those poetry readings at open mics too. So it just seemed natural because you had all these poems, and sorry.
No, you're good.
You had all these poems and you had all these great illustrations. It just seemed natural to have like a situation where to make first a publication where people could read them, and then second a little event to sell to publication.
Yeah, I think maybe in the States and in general in also in England, it's more common to have these poetry nights or open mic, also because there's that trend, that slam poetry, and it's like you don't even write that, you recite it, you play it. So, and we don't have that as well here, so that's also.
Which is a pity,
Yeah.
because we would have plenty of, Italian poetry or
It's true.
writers or, interesting.
I mean, the poem, the Divine Comedy, that's like the foundation for the Italian language. right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that one got it.
It's very, that's one of my favorite facts about the Italian language.
I don't know how's the situation in Florence or Tuscany or other regions in Italy, but in Milan it's quite difficult to find this kind of situation. I don't know, maybe in university is different because you had this experience in a university campus, so you are very connected with other students, and maybe there's a need of sharing an experience. And I know culture in Milan is so fragmented.
Exactly. If I were staying longer, I'd love to do more of these, possibly reach out to more students, figure out what works and what doesn't. But, if I ever do come back to Milan someday for a longer stay, I'd love to try something like this again. I still consider, I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish putting together the publication. I think I just need to figure out, where in Milan would be a proper place to look for people, because you guys helped me, it was hard to find open mics.
Yeah.
I found one, I had to miss my internship seminar to go to, and it was strange because in America you use these open mics lasting 3 minutes because one person reads one poem in their work and then they move on. And then, once everyone's gone, people start going up again. Here, it was 20 minutes per person. And I was very confused because it was also in Italian, so I couldn't understand it very well. But yeah.
Well, the Divine Comedy is long. Maybe
So we need time.
It's a long one, yeah.
Now, the only thing that I can think of is that the literature festival in Mantua, that's the only real event where probably you are able to find.
Yeah, but
This
it's very
kind of-
connected to business.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very connected to the editorial industry in general.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you'll find, writers
So not
reading.
beginner.
No. That is much more institutional and corporate.
Yeah.
Oriented.
But I think the Fondazione is such a great place for it because Ernesto, especially as a young man, he wrote a lot. He started this anti-fascist newspaper with his friends, and he was very active.
And he was 18.
Yeah, he was 18. Dina can probably explain it better than I can, but basically he was very active, not just in politics, but also with painting and writing from a very young age. And he continued. A lot of this stuff is from when he was well into the later years of his life, because this actually used to be his studio. Well, technically his studio's in a room down there, but that painting specifically is probably one of his most famous. It was created after the bombing.
Yeah. The terroristic attack of Piazza Fontana. Yeah.
And from what Dina told me, each face is based off a real person.
Yeah, it's a portrait.
It's fortunate. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, just one last.
Oh, yeah, tell me. I'm feeling
Our shy is
Where
curious.
is from? When were they
So most of them, I think, I want to say the few dates I saw, because it's hard to find dates. I want to say
Yeah, it's very hard to find
I
dates.
saw a couple dates in like the notebooks that were like 90s,
Yeah.
maybe?
Late 80s,
Late 80s, early 90s.
early 90s. But the poetry you read about the city, it was written in 1941.
Wow.
And it was already published.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, oops, I haven't told you. So it was the only poetry published.
Well, 1 out of 7 ain't bad.
We will find another poetry to include in your book.
Yeah. He filled notebooks full of this stuff. It was so fascinating to look at, like also as a writer, because he very much seemed to be of the philosophy that it doesn't matter what you write as long as you're writing. So I would see like little ramblings here and there, but I would also see like these poems that I thought were really impressive. He got a lot done. It's a little intimidating.
Especially when you think, oh, he started at very young.
Yeah.
I'm 27, so
What does that mean? I'm trying to remind myself he got like a full lifetime to accumulate these shoe boxes full of poems, but at the same time, like it's hard not to feel a little intimidated.
Well, it should be inspiring. Until it is inspiring, intimidating is good.
Yeah. It's the first step for inspiration.
Yeah.
Well,
Living with your struggle.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's really nice to actually. It's the first time I've ever been here, so
Yeah,
it was a
it's wonderful
very
place.
nice opportunity to just see where you work, and also in general to be in this very special place.
Yeah.
Now that I know that he was there working during his life.
You have to visit the studio.
Yeah.
Since you are here.
Yes, sure, I do. Sure, we'd love to.
Yeah, do you want to see the studio?
Yeah. Amazing.
What do I do with the live stream? I'll let you do that.
Termina.